Hi guys, we are talking about makeup today, and I love mineral makeup because one, it's so fast and it's so easy to put on. I do my makeup in 5 minutes and I'm out the door. But two, you guys, it's so good for your skin. You're not putting all these harsh chemicals on your skin. You're actually giving yourself, you're kind of like highlighting the natural beauty that you have, and your skin can breathe through it. So it's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take you through my makeup, my 5-minute makeup, how I'm in and out in my bathroom and ready to go. This is just a kind of a very basic, simple, natural look. I don't do eyes. Besides mascara, I don't take the time to do that. If I want a more made up look, it does take a little bit longer because you're adding, especially like the eyes. You guys are going to notice that I don't do any eyeshadow or anything like that. But if you're looking for a quick way to get out the door and you're ready to go and you need to go fast, this is a fantastic 5-minute makeup look for you. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a concealer. So the concealer, we have lots of different colors. We've got all sorts of shades to match your skin tone, but then we have a pink concealer for under eye dark circles, and we have a green concealer for like red blotchiness. And neither of those are meant to match your skin tone. They're actually meant to cover up, and so then you're going to need a foundation of some sort over the top. So this is the pink concealer. I love the pink concealer. I use it all the time. And I just take the stick out. It just comes in like in a little stick here. And I just go doot, doot, doot. And then I'm going to flip my stick and then doot, 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 just like that. And I actually go below, like you can see my natural like dark circles. I actually go below those so that I blend into my cheekbone to help the look of my bags disappear, or the look of my dark circles. It's not fun to call them bags. So, and the next I'm using a kabuki sponge. You guys can see that I use mine quite often. It needs to be washed. But he's wet. All right. So he's not dripping wet. Obviously you can tell there's no water coming out, but when you have a wet kabuki sponge, it just blends a lot nicer, and you're just going to dab that in the whole area. I like to go into my eyelid and just into the corner of my eye. And then it just kind of blends it really, really nicely. You guys, this is not a heavy concealer. It conceals a lot, but you don't feel like you're wearing like a paste, which I feel like a lot of concealers can make you feel like you're wearing a paste. And then I just kind of go into the bridge of my nose, because my nose is always red because it's always in the sun. And so I always try and like make that all kind of look like one cohesive look. You can even go down a little bit into your cheeks. Depending on what you need. So that just brightened that whole eye area, which is exactly what it's meant for. Now, you need to prime your face, you guys. And actually, if you're using just a primer, you would prime first, and then you would do your concealer. And what a primer is it's not just like a fancy step that's trending. It actually covers and creates a clean canvas on your skin. So like your fine lines and wrinkles and you might have like acne scars or divots, that helps the makeup sit on top of those instead of settling into them. So a primer is very, very important. And we have 3 different ways that you can prime your face. Lemongrass has this amazing, super, super silky primer. That is absolutely, it's so luxurious, you guys. If you put it on and it's so soft, it's so silky, it glides amazing. It helps the makeup glide on your face beautifully. And then we have Tinted Moisturizer, and we have liquid foundation. You can tell what I've been using most of. So I love the Tinted Moisturizer in the summer because it's super light. It's it's very sheer because it's not a foundation, it's a moisturizer that has a tint to it. So I love this in the spring and the summer, and then I use the foundation in the fall and the winter when I need a little bit more color on my face and a little bit more coverage. Today I'm actually going to be using the Tinted Moisturizer, but I wanted to show you in the liquid foundation. Look at how the bottle has been scraped. This is called a vacuum pump, and I want to show you really quick because it can be confusing. When you take your top off, there's no straw. There's no stem to it. It actually uses the power of vacuum, and it pulls up this little mechanism at the bottom, which pushes up the makeup, keeping it at the top of your jar. So you're always able to get a lot of, you're not leaving behind all the makeup on the jar, And when you get to the top, grab a Q-tip, because when it doesn't pump anymore, you can grab a Q-tip and you can get like another week's worth of your foundation because it's all right there at the top for you and you're not having to scrape the bottom of a jar and miss out on all that makeup. So I love that these are in vacuum pumps. But I'm just going to take my Kabuki brush, and Kabuki, he is so perfect for foundation and good coverage because he has short, dense bristles. The shorter and denser the bristles, the better the coverage. Now this is a brand new jar of the Tinted Moisturizer. And here's what I do. I just put this directly on the, if I have to pump this a couple times, I'm sorry, it's because it's new. There we go. Oops, that's a lot. Okay, so I take my whether this is liquid foundation or primer or tinted moisturizer. You can apply this with your fingers too, but I usually take 1 or 2 pumps and I just spread it around. Now I got a huge clump at the beginning because I was trying to get it started. Sorry about that. But, oh, I made a smiley face. What I do is I just take this and I dot it around my face first to distribute it evenly, and then I'm gonna blend it in. So it's gonna look pretty funny. But you're gonna see that this tinted moisturizer doesn't offer me a whole lot of color or coverage. It's just a nice kiss of color. Should we call it that? A kiss of color. Now, one thing that's really cool about our powder foundation, our tinted moisturizer, and our liquid foundation is that all of them have non-nanoparticle titanium dioxide. And what that means is the non-nanoparticle part means that it sits on top of your skin and it actually creates a physical barrier to the sun. So titanium dioxide, as long as it's non-nanoparticle, titanium dioxide has a natural SPF of 20. So you are giving your skin sun protection by using either the tinted moisturizer, the liquid foundation, or the powder foundation. I like to go into my neck, you guys, for obvious reasons. You just make one nice even look, cohesive look. But you can see how nice that covers. It just gave me a hint of color, and it's super, super light, but it is just a kiss of color. It's not full coverage. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is powder foundation. If you want a little bit more coverage than the tinted moisturizer offers, then your powder foundation is fantastic. If you don't want to use a liquid foundation of any sort, then your powder foundation is going to go right over the top of your primer. So the powder foundation comes in these sifter lids. Mine is absolutely packed full right now. But if you could see it right now, you could see that there's holes, kind of like a salt shaker. And I can actually twist this thing right here, and it's going to close it so that no more powder comes out of the jar. And it just stays in, and it's fantastic for traveling. So your powder, and if your lid accidentally comes off, then you're not losing your entire jar of powder. So because there's so much in here, there's a lot in my lid. I'm using the exact same Kabuki brush, guys. I'm just gonna swirl what's already in the lid into my brush. A powder foundation is really great for a nice soft look. So like if you were to dab it in that, I'm trying to get just very little, that would be too clumpy for your face. You have to swirl in the lid, you guys. Not only does that warm up the minerals, but it distributes it throughout the bristles. So I personally don't like a dewy look. I know that that's kind of a trending thing right now, but I personally like just like a nice soft powdery look. And so I like to add just a little bit of foundation over the top using the exact same brush. And I'm just gonna go over all of that tinted moisturizer. It offers me more coverage, but then it also helps to set that moisturizer onto my skin. And always do the neckline. I like to put on the shirt that I'm gonna wear that day first so that I can see where the neckline is, so that I can just kind of gently blend the whole look all the way down to my neck. All right, so we are done with the Kabuki brush. We are gonna have a 5-minute makeup bundle for you guys, and the Kabuki brush comes in that bundle. The next step is going to be cheeks. So your cheeks naturally have color, and when you put on a foundation, you kind of have created the same color all the way through. So now we want to highlight your cheeks a little bit and just offer it some color. I'm going to use our powder foundation brush, which is in the catalog, but I like to use it as a brush because it's long, loose bristles, so it doesn't apply as densely, and I'm able to get like a really soft blush look. I don't like to have a heavy blush. So again, sifter lid, you can kind of see it a little bit better. This one I actually have closed. I don't know if you can see in there. Can you see the dots? That's where the powder comes out. So obviously I have this one closed, and you can see how well it works because I don't have a lot of powder in my jar like my foundation. But I do have some in the lid, so I'm just gonna tap a little bit because I don't like a heavy blush look. Like I said, I'm using Hibiscus. Hibiscus is beautiful for almost all skin tones because you can put it on super, super light, or if you do like a heavier blush look, you can put it on heavier. So I am going to find my cheekbones, and that's where I want to put my blush. However, if you guys feel your cheekbones actually go all the way into your hairline, so you don't want your blush to just completely stop right here. You want your blush to be on your cheekbones, but then just kind of fade away to nothing by the time it gets to your cheekbones. So the way you do it is you smile, find the apples of your cheeks, and you're just going to kind of touch your cheeks right there. My big mirror is behind the phone, so if you see me looking, that's why I want to make sure that I'm doing it right, because it's hard to see in my phone. But then, so I do a couple swooshes on my cheek, and then I just kind of carry it back into my cheekbone. So it just kind of fades away very naturally. And that is a fantastic way to give yourself just a healthy look without looking too made over. And you guys saw how fast that was. Obviously, I'm going to take longer than 5 minutes today because I'm explaining this all to you. But that was Hibiscus. That is a blush. You can use a blush or a bronzer. The next step, you guys, is your setting veil. I love our pink setting veil because it is translucent, so it doesn't add any color to your face, but it's kind of your airbrusher. So if I had been heavy-handed on anything, I don't even have to go back and try and fix it. My airbrusher, my veil is going to come in, and it is just going to loosely kind of just cover everything and make it all look flawless. So I have the old matte. I don't have the new pink yet, I'm sorry. But they're both translucent. You apply them the exact same way. You're just going to notice that mine is white and yours is going to be pink. Again, neither of them add any color to your face. I'm going to tap off some of the extra powders there. I just grabbed some powder, and then there's the lid, and I am going to swirl that in the lid to distribute that powder. Oh, I need to do it some more. Just distribute that powder throughout the bristles so you don't have any crazy clumps, and then just large sweeping circles over the whole face. And this just helps to set it. Not only does it help airbrush it and make it all look like one cohesive look, but it helps it for all day wear and tear as well. So you need to have a primer on your face, and you need to have a veil over the top or some sort of a setting spray. So think of it like a sandwich. You need to have the bread on both sides. All the goods are in the middle. Okay, so there's your finishing veil. That's really it for the base look. Everything from here on out is kind of accessorizing, but the two things that I love is I love to do my eyelashes and I love to do my lips. And so those two things are gonna come in your makeup bundle. In fact, everything is coming in your makeup bundle, your 5-minute makeup bundle, except for, just dropped one, the two brushes that I just used. These are a la carte. This is the blush brush. They're both the long bristled foundation brushes, you can tell. But I use this one for blush and I use this one for the mineral veil. You guys, I 100% suggest getting the makeup brush roll. It's half the cost of what it's supposed to be, and it is, you get every brush you could possibly want. Especially if you're going to do eyes, you're going to get lots of options for your eyes. I'm going to do my mascara in my mirror, but you guys, this is the amazing Lash Boost mascara. And I used to have such a problem with my lashes. In fact, I still have the problem if I don't use Lemongrass mascara for some reason, is my eyelids get like flaky and dry and painful. And it takes a couple of days of really good face care and moisturizer for me to, get rid of that. It's pretty crazy. And so when Lemongrass came, I used to suffer with that all the time. I didn't know why. And I would actually lose chunks of eyelashes off of my eyelids because of it. And I just figured I just had really bad eyelashes. I didn't know why. And when Lemongrass came out with their mascara, of course, naturally I switched. And within 2 weeks, you guys, within 2 weeks, I had eyelashes growing back in. It was so fantastic. I'm just using a quick curler to give it a little bit of boost, lift it towards that sky there. And I like to just kind of lightly touch the tips and angle them upwards. One thing, anyway, and it just completely took care of my eyelids. Speaking of eyelids, I got a little mascara there. I can show you what to do with that in a second. Actually, no, I got that. So, anyway, I love to do a second coat. But yeah, the mascara has totally changed my eyes, you guys. I actually have eyelashes and it's so much fun. One thing that's really cool about this lash boost is I think it's the brush. Like, do you see how it's kind of like ridged? And there are all sorts of size bristles in there, and you have all different sizes of eyelashes. You've got little baby eyelashes that are just starting to grow. You've got your longer, older lashes. And what I love is this brush grabs each and every one of them, and it defines it so well. I'm gonna look up so you guys can kind of see the eyelashes against my skin. It's fantastic. And you guys, it's made with rice powder and coffee extract. How cool is that? All right, and I'm gonna give it just one more quick curl. If you want even more coverage and more lift and more boost, do your other eye. And then come in and do a third coat. But you guys, can you see the difference in what it looks like, what your eye looks like with mascara and without, one without? It just makes your eyes look so much more awake. It helps you to look more alert. Your eyes look larger. And the eyes are the first thing that people notice about you. And so what I love, like, is if I'm really, really running short on time, the only thing I'll do, if anything, like if I'm just going to the store, I don't, but like if I'm going somewhere nicer, but I don't want to do a full face of makeup, but I don't have time for my 5 minute, I will just do mascara. And sometimes I'll just do mascara and the veil, just to help, you know, my face get a little bit of powder on it, just a little bit of evenness to it. There we go. I love this mascara, you guys. I know I've already said that, but that's seriously how much I love it. Okay, I'm trying to like balance 3 things in my hands. I'm gonna do one more quick coat. Oh, I see that we're already at 17. One more thing, guys. I just have one more thing. That's the lips. So while I'm doing this, in your 5 minute makeup bundle, you're going to get to choose if you want the primer, the tinted moisturizer, or the liquid foundation. You're going to get to choose your colors, of course. I'm not going to set you in on specific colors. And you get to choose if you want a lipstick or a lip gloss. I love a lip gloss, love it. But this new Bare lipstick has been such a beautiful like pink nude that I have been, or like a neutral, that I have been using it a lot just for like my 5 minute look, and I love it. So I'm actually going to use the lipstick today just so you can see kind of a muted look. And then you can layer it, you guys. You can put glosses over the top. I love our glosses. In fact, before the Bare nude lipstick came out, I didn't even wear lipstick. I wore gloss all the time. So there is the finished 5 minute makeup look. I know it took me 18 minutes to do it. I'm so sorry it took so long. But if I was not talking you through it, it would just have taken me 5 minutes and I'm out the door. I'm on to the next thing. And it's just a nice, natural, pulled together look. Grab your 5 minute makeup bundle, you guys. It's going to give you everything you need except those 2 brushes. And for those, get the brush roll. Absolutely, hands down, get the brush roll. I hope that this was helpful. You guys can watch and rewatch this video as you get your bundle so that you can kind of go along the steps with me. Yeah, and go out there and have some fun with makeup.